What a comeback by Edson Barboza. Let's get into the recap of UFC Fight Night, Edson Barboza versus Sadiq Yusuff. Kicking off the first fight of the night, we have Ashley Yoder versus Emily Ducote. We did see in round one, Ashley open up with a different style of fighting, trying to pick long shots, be rangy, do some tape kicks, but it wasn't enough for the right hand of Emily Ducote. It was landing all night. Round two and round three really did some big damage on Ashley Yoder, and then we ended up seeing Ashley lose. Emily Ducote won by decision. Moving on to the next fight, we have Chris Gutierrez versus Alatangeli. The story of this fight was Gutierrez's leg kick. It paced up the lead leg of his opponent. We did see him as well mix it up with jabs. Because of the leg kicks, it did open up Alatan to a few jabs. This is a very, very easy performance from Chris Gutierrez. Round one, the leg was gone, and then 2 and 3, he capitalized and ended up winning himself a decision. Then we move on to Irina Alexeva versus Melissa Dixon. We saw here Melissa Dixon really open up with her jab in round one, and she was doing very well. But then she gets dropped clean by a straight by Irina. Irina didn't actually finish Melissa in the first round. Round two comes about, and Irina's very gassed. She's tired. Melissa capitalizes, lands a few takedowns, and runs it out to a decision win for her UFC debut. Moving on to the exciting Terence McKinney versus Brendan Moit. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing his last name correctly. Brendan didn't even have any offense in this fight because Terence McKinney won by round one knockout within the first 20 seconds of the fight. Ironically, he won because of a knee and finished his opponent on the ground. Terence McKinney has bad luck with knees. He's been knocked out with them quite a few times. It was really good to see. I believe Terence did change his training partners for this camp, and that showed with a 20-second knockout in this fight. Moving on to the next one, the exciting Darren Elkins versus TJ Brown. This one was crazy. Within the first 5 or 10 seconds, Darren Elkins lands a clean right hand. From there, he takes down TJ. TJ then reverses it. Then TJ lands his own freaking takedown. It was back and forth the whole time, but the person that was more active on the ground was Darren Elkins, who was reaching for more submissions. He was punching more, elbowing more. He was doing more on the ground. And what I liked about Darren Elkins is he's actually still durable, and his cardio went on for days and days and days. He was training with Team Alpha Male, who he said really pushed him to the next level. And we see in this performance against TJ Brown, he ended up winning a third round submission. Moving on, we had Cameron Simon versus Christian Rodriguez. Christian Rodriguez actually missed weight once again. This is the second time in a row that he's missed weight. But in this fight, we saw that he was much better with the counters. Cameron Simon was lunging a lot with his punches, was doing very silly stuff, throwing spin kicks with no setup, which left him very exposed. The grappling as well from Christian Rodriguez, who was more stronger and he had more of a presence in the octagon. And he followed through more with a game plan compared to his opponent, Cameron Simon. I feel like Cameron, he has all the tools to become a good fighter. He's only 22 years old. But the thing is that he left himself exposed and he kept lunging over and over again. And the power difference as well is what made a big difference in this fight. And then we see Christian Rodriguez win by decision. Next we go to the co-main event, Jennifer Maia versus Viviane Araújo. I'm not sure what Maia was doing. I felt that she was very hesitant on the feet. I felt like she was pulling back a lot on her shots. We saw Viviane Araújo, she was much quicker, more powerful. She used her wrestling as well, took Jennifer Maia down a few times. Round two, I think it was the round where she took Jennifer Maia's back and Jennifer Maia couldn't do anything. Round three comes about and you'd think that Jennifer Maia has more urgency. She does okay, but then towards the end of round three, she just holds Viviane in like this sort of awkward position. No urgency from her, which is very concerning to see. And then we ended up seeing Viviane Araújo win by decision. Crazy fight with Sadiq Yusuff and Edson Barboza. Round one, Yusuff just bull in a china shop. Starts pressuring Barboza. Like how I said before, if Yusuff pressures Barboza, he'll get the win. He starts pressuring, landing clean, drops Edson Barboza. Very, very dominant round. Pressuring, drops him, follows up with a few punches. But then Edson Barboza, from guard, did enough to sort of distract, or not distract, but like hinder the ability for YUSUFF to start landing ground and pound. But then in round 2, we see that YUSUFF start to slow down. Round 2, 3, 4, 5, Edson Barboza wins by decision. Edson was, after round 1, more clean with the jab. He was really focusing with those body shots. YUSUFF was landing some, but the durability of Edson Barboza just took it, into the next round. Then we have round 3, was landing clean. Again, body shots from Edson Barboza. And then we see him classic spin heel kick, clean on YUSUFF. He drops YUSUFF. And instead of going for ground and pound, he goes for a submission. What he should have done was try and mount him, finish with ground and pound, because that heel landed so clean. Round 4, round 5, Edson was just pressuring, continuing with the body kicks and body punches. It was wearing on YUSUFF, and we see him win by decision. So, which fighters I got wrong? I got wrong with TJ Brown, Cameron Simon, and Jennifer Meyer, but the rest I actually got all right. And if you don't want the financial risk of betting on fights, feel free to go to Verdict MMA, where you can pick your fighter, the round and method in which they will win, and you actually earn XP. And they have a belt system where they rank you from white belt to black belt. And as you continue winning on your picks, you climb up the ranking system. So that's all from me. Tune into the MMA Exchange for more videos like this.